Right.
Over you, Sensei.
Ready?
Let me first apologize that I could not sit correctly in Seiza, as I'm sure you've already noticed. I apologize for that. It's very nice to be here in your dojo for the first time and to be meeting your sensei for the first time and reviewing my friendship with Michael and Miko, and also hopefully over these next 2 days making new friends. Does everybody on the mat know each other? You may think that's an odd question. Do you know every person here?
No.
No, I see. You may think, why is he asking such a question? Well, because the reason being, I think, sometimes we can get total misunderstanding through Aikido. Luke, please. Let's take the scenario, for example. Lou and I, we've never met before. He's been about 5 months in Aikido, and I've been 5 weeks in Aikido. We don't know each other. So when I say we can get misunderstandings, let's start with Katatori Kakuhanda. Lou first, he's only been about 5 months, and I've been about 5 weeks. Yes, and he does Shimona. Now, he has a better idea of Shihan than me. He's been 5 months in Aikido. I've been 5 weeks. So it's now my turn. And I make the usual mistake, the standard mistake of here, this. Standard mistake with beginners. So I'm going, and I'm thinking, why is he resisting me? Why is he being awkward? Why is he resisting? I took ukemi for him. Why doesn't he take ukemi for me? And he is thinking, why is this fellow trying to dislocate my shoulder? So we can have a total misunderstanding here. Yes, I'm thinking he's being awkward. And he's not. There's nowhere he can go. He can't go over the top. And so straight away we start off on a bad footing. And then it can start developing, well, two can play at that game. And we can have this scenario, this situation. So communicate with each other. If we don't know each other, when I say communicate, we don't start discussing the political situation in the Middle East or something. But I say, hi, I'm Ken. I'm Luke. Fine. And then, reaching across the shoulder, Luke, just turn a bit that way. So, this is excuse me, Luke, but I can't take okay over the top, so can you please communicate? Okay, so then we have a good understanding, there's a nice atmosphere in the dojo and whatever. So the point I was making there could be misunderstanding. Anyway, enough said. Let's stand please for a moment. Breathing. We can learn so much by observing a person's breathing, by their situation. What does this speak? What does this tell us? What does that tell us? Shock, tense. What does this tell us?
Relaxation.
Relief. Mother-in-law's not coming after all. You know, we're not going to be doing koshinage. Relief. Yes. We can observe so much by observing breathing. We also, if we're breathing very shallowly up here, high up in the chest, this could be anger. If it's short spurts, weak spurts, this can be frustration, worry, anxiety. So we can learn quite a lot. We are not aware of our breathing. We're not conscious of our breathing unless we have a problem with it. For example, chest infection, cold, pollution, smoke, or whatever. Otherwise, we're not conscious of our breathing. What do we mean by that? Well, of course, we don't say, well, I've taken a breath, I think I'd better take another one now, and I think I need another one. So we're not conscious of it. It's the same as walking. It's not, well, I've put my left foot forward, I think I have to put my right foot forward now, and to go on there, we're not conscious, unless it's interrupted. So we just spend a couple of minutes, we've got a lot to get through, just control breathing. Control, what is so important is to take the same time to inhale as to exhale, and smoothly. This is not good. And moving out, dying out, the last moment. Be something that you're comfortable with, and we've all been sitting, we haven't just run a marathon, and so I think we can all handle the count of 15 quite comfortably. So you needn't worry about the timing. This is inhaling, this is exhaling. Just a couple of minutes of controlled breathing. Let's empty the lungs 3 times. Yes, we haven't got too much time. Any questions? Torifuni, rowing exercise, Torifuni, which the first class of the day, of course, at Hondu is always started with Torifuni. So imagine you get into your own little boat and you row out to the horizon. This is purification, cleanse. The kiai that we use, it's kiai. It doesn't have any particular meaning. Once we cross the halfway mark, that could be interpreted as I've gone past, I'm arriving, whereas the first part could be I'm leaving. It's just as if, of course, you were in your own little boat. This is not good, this is weak. The legs, the movement is in the legs. The upper body is kept basically straight. Okay. Yes. We're on time. Hey! Ho! 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 Stay in and stay out. You've placed your shoulders, don't place your shoulders. As you step forward, don't do, I place my shoulders, don't think of your shoulders, just naturally. Daddy, happy. Hey, sa, 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 hey, sa. Left hand, right hand cradles the left hand. And everything is down. If we start too vigorously here, we distract our attention from the one point. So not now I'm concentrating on simply shaking my hands, and that's totally wrong. I should be trying to concentrate here. So start off very gently, not to disturb this point. You will keep forgetting. Your mind will keep wandering. Oh, we're having roast beef tonight. Oh, I'm meeting my girlfriend tomorrow. Oh, such a thing's on television. Whatever. But just keep bringing it back. Like everything else, it gets easier. Try and focus here. Gently. And then it can build up stronger. But if you're finding that you can't concentrate here, you're thinking here, then slow it down. My shift and go. Back stretch. Yeah, two hands. I'm not going to pull you up. You need to stand up yourself. So not this. Don't pull him back up. He goes as far down as he can and then stands. Hi, yes. The strongest position the hands can be in is there. It's the strongest position. Slightly stronger. There's not much difference between that and that. If they're out from the body, that's the strongest position. The further I part my hands, I get weaker and weaker. Whatever we're doing, the further that elbow is ahead of the line of my shoulder, the stronger I am. So this is very weak. Okay, look at that. Look where that is. It's so weak. David, walk away. Backwards, of course. Just back off. Leave that there. Look where that is. This is so weak. This is so important to our life. The further that is advanced, the more centered I am. Starting with the neck. Bury the head in the shoulders, tighten everything, and let go. This one, it's not I extend and be we should feel this comfortable stretch from about there, coming right through. Is rotate this and extend through the seat. Ich, he, san, she, go, ro, sich, hat, who, ju, ich, me, san, she, go, ro, sich, hat, who, ju. Be aware of where you're moving from. Not, this is all down here. Not, this is all up here. Be aware of where the actual movement is coming from. Center. Bigger. Yes. Not this. This extension. This look, not this. Here. Yes. Okay. Yourself, allow yourself. This next stage is number one, number two. This, number three. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. 4. 5. Forget. 6. Without using the hands. 7, Okay? Right? Seven. This will go back. Ready? We're going back. Okay. Eight. Take your pick. You have a choice. Whatever level you wish. Whatever level you wish. We've gone through 8 stages. Just a point to make regarding this. With Gakuhambi, we're inclined to not be aware of that we can also defend ourselves a lot. With this one, we're inclined to just think of this. Of this, yes? Here. I'm from Liverpool, almost. That was such fabulous footballers. But this can also, we can use quite effectively to defend ourselves. There's a disadvantage in the respect that we're being held and we're not as free as with this one, but we're much nearer there. So Mike, so for example, if Mike attempted to kick here, or to punch, I can defend quite a lot with this one. So be aware of that. We're inclined to only think that we have this one to defend and not this from here. There are variations of the same technique. There are many recipes for fried rice, and none of them are wrong. They all taste good. Well, it depends on the cook, I suppose. But the Capital Aikikai standard cultivation. Here. This is standard. And I'll do leading to save the legs. I will use standard cultivation. I prefer this one. Here, myself. Strong. This. The more strength I put in it, the more I help my opponent. Here. So. two variations. Most standard one. The other variation. Be able to come up, can always go down. Katatetori gakuhame kokudeshi. Yes.
Yeah, so the one you did. So it's over. Just about this.
Come in closely, please. Can we make a few observations regarding vocabulary? It's said, as far as gripping is concerned, surprisingly, that the little finger is the most powerful. This comes directly to the book to the heart, and so on. But as far as the structure of the hands, this side is much stronger. It's much beefier, isn't it? Because the thumb is on that side. There's more beef there. It's much stronger. These are much thicker and they get smaller. And this, it's much looser. It's thinner. So, we're not speaking of gripping or can or whatever, but as far as with Portuguese, there is weaker than there. There. And one other point, of course, with your videos and if you look at seeing that, you'll see them placing the hand there very often and doing this. And because they're high level, that's perfectly okay. But I think in the early stages very often, if we're up against somebody who's quite strong and we place the hand there and we feel this strong resistance, then we're inclined to get tied up right here. And you've got this kind of thing. And we're focused here. And where should we be focused? Nowhere in particular. But okay, if anything, it's there. So with Portuguese, I don't place my hand there and do that. I always simply go down there and do that. There. And then you'll get much more use of the body. Yes, Portuguese, small. Om Sensei did not give us Portuguese, really. Kotegaeshi is being taught, it's a standard one, although with the police, with the army, it goes back a long, long way. Although we like to feel that we do it rather differently than they do it. Where it's with them, it's pure, it's pure arm power. And we like to feel as like we know that there's a lot more to our Kotegaeshi than that. But I don't feel O-sensei gave us the technique of Kotegaeshi. Comes into advanced katas of judo even as well. Morote. Here. With Morote, standard Morote. Big finger, which I these days do not find easy because of these old legs of mine. But it's from here. Big down. I prefer the late Osawa senseis, not the present Osawa sensei, his son, the Shichidan, the seventh dan, Osawa sensei, who was one of my favorites, lovely man, died, we sadly lost 12 years ago or so, was made Judan 10th dan posthumously. And Osawa sensei's Morote Rori Kotegaeshi is this, that timing is important. It is not a basic technique anyway. And we've got Kotegaeshi. For beginners, so you don't get confused, you take the same hand as the one that's being grabbed. So in this case, it's the right hand. I take my opponent's, I don't go to that side, I don't make the mistake. So you take the same from here. Yes, 2 styles. 2 variations. 2 styles.
Maybe I want to become more capable,
I think a good question to always ask oneself is, as doing Aikido, is whilst I am doing my thing, what can my opponent be doing? It's a very important question, I think. While I'm going through my moves, and especially if I have to go through 2 or 3 moves, and my opponent only has to maybe that, or this, my giri, or whatever. So I think that's a very good question to ask. The gentleman there has just said, before I make an attempt at attending, he senses that I'm going to punch. And he says, how do I do that? And I said, I don't know. I've never been asked before. You know, I don't know really. I've never ever been asked before that question. And there was the other question, I think, yes, that as far as using, it's Rupert for today, isn't it? Rupert. Yes, it's Rupert. He just looked like a Rupert to me, so I think he's Rupert. I gave him a choice actually, Rupert, Claude or Cuthbert. And he went for Rupert, a wise choice. Yes. Yes, Cortegation, this is again standard Cortegation. But I think, and this is standard, absolutely. And remember, your videos and whatever, if you go back and, you know, well, you're maybe watching the 7th Dan or an 8th Dan, and you may think, well, Cottier told us not to do that, or Cottier doesn't do that. But you have to consider there are different levels, and the point is, in the early days, if we come up against it here, somebody extremely strong, we put tension here, and I'm giving Rupert support. I'm supporting his wrist, unintentionally, of course. So look at this, I'm giving him a lot of support here. So that's why in the early days, but even now, I take there, so that again, that. And just in passing, another point too is this, all variations of Cortegation. With this, there's no chance of using the hands and trying to force your way through. So I particularly like this. Here. It's very strong, because it's got to be body weight, it can't be arm power. So there are variations, but to be answering your question, yes, this is standard and this is perfectly okay. But remember, you must be relaxed in your wrist, you must not be going against yourself. Any other questions? Do we have a few minutes? I think, just to give you a little breather, yes, let's play a game, shall we? As long as it's connected with Aikido, of course. Donna, that's a pretty name. Donna, for a few moments, you are a revolving door. Okay? And you're the type that we have to push. Yes? Now, as a revolving door, your arms would stay in the same position in relation to your body. Of course, you know, that wouldn't happen. There, that stays there. This is irimi, and irimi has been likened to moving through a revolving door. Yes? So if I pass through too quickly, I get hit from behind. There. If I get passed through too slowly, I get trapped in the middle, and I'm there all day. If I try to enter the center, of course, bam. Okay? You can't move when you revolve the door. Please don't forget you're a revolving door. There. Yes? If somebody's just passed through in front of me and the door is revolving anyway, if I want to go there, I've got to stop this and reverse the movement. So isn't it better to just pass through that little ahead? No, we're going that way. So, through we go. Through we go. May I say you're the best revolving door I've ever passed through. and if there were categories in revolving doors, I'd put you at about 7th down. But we have a few minutes, isn't it, for this? Okay.